the business that pays you. Yeah. Our people walk in power, we gon' blow up. No fear, no doubt, we gon' show up. Set your boundaries, shine bright, no fright. Unapologetic, we fight for what's right. Family keeper, that's a state of mind. Power protection all by design. Family keeper, we rise, we shine. Power protection all by design. Mind the business that pays you.
Hey everyone, and welcome back, Mindsetters. You are tuned into Mind the Business That Pays You podcast. I'm your host, Monique Danielle Harrell.
Hey everyone, April Coach here, founder, CEO, A-Style Fashion and Accessories. Thanks for tuning in with us tonight.
Welcome back, everyone. Joma Bell Beecham, founder of CRJ Squeaky Clean.
All right. And you have Rochelle V. Gray, who is the founder of Power Elite Network.
Okay, y'all, we have an exciting show today. We're talking about the power of the vote, how it affects community, business, and change. Make sure if you want to be a guest on our show that you email us at podcastbizthatpays@gmail.com. Follow us on all social media platforms, Facebook, IG, YouTube, and you can check us out on the web at bizthatpays.com. So let's get into, our guest. Oh, my goodness. We have our special guest today. Look, I'm ready to get right on into it, right? We have our special guest today. We have Jeff Booker, and we also have Patricia Perkins August. She will be here. They're going to give us their perspectives on voting and, give us a little insight on what we need to know in reference to everything voting and business. So now, let's get into our CEO check-in. Today, my CEO check-in is going to be about the power of the vote. I usually never vote for the governor's election. This is going to be my first time. I hate to say that, but it is. But this is a very, very important election. It's going to determine a lot of things for a lot of people. So my CEO check-in is your vote is your business plan. The laws that impact your business, like taxes, zoning, and grants, are written by people you elect. When you skip voting, you're letting others decide the rules that guide your business. And people that are in business know when we go to get permits and different things like that, it's important who you put in that position. Because the presidency is one thing, but the government vote, the governor's vote, kind of trickles down to things that directly affect us. You know what I'm saying? So it's a little bit different. And vote where you build. Your local elections matter just as much as the national ones. They decide who controls your business licensing, your construction permits, your community investment. Thriving communities mean thriving customer base, thriving businesses. You get to figure out what's going on, what to do. You don't get blocked every time you go somewhere to put in your permits. Like I said, if you're a business owner, and sometimes, like myself, I've had the problem where I've been blocked. So my CEO check-in today again is voting is like your business plan. If you want to check me out a little bit more, you could go to singletonbuildersllc.com, and that's my CEO check-in for today.
All right. Okay.
Right.
You said that with your chest, girl.
Girl,
I'm just saying.
Girl, I've been through some
The
stuff with
block
this.
is serious.
That
It
really
is. It
Yeah.
really is.
Hey everyone, April Coach again here. Just wanted to check in and let you guys know where we'll be popping up next. So, as you know, Saturday is November, so it's Christmas
fast.
season, holiday season is upon us. It's here, guys. So we will be having a pop-up, a Black Friday pop-up.
Nice.
Yeah, so on the day after Thanksgiving is Black Friday, just in case those who don't know. And there is also Small Business Saturday. So come on out with your dollars on Friday. I will, confirm the location. It will be in Union, and I'll confirm the time and location next week. But get those coins together. Shop small. Shop small, and, shop with small businesses. These big companies, people spend all this money for. They won't even hire you if you wanted a job, but you spending your money with them.
Yeah,
So just really,
Talk about it.
Yeah, so shop with the small
That's right.
businesses over the holiday season. And again, I look forward to sharing more information, more details about our pop-up, our Black Friday pop-up next week.
Well, all right.
Yes,
Black
okay.
businesses in the
Right.
building.
Yes. So it's serious. Black
know
business,
that's
small
right.
business, get us all. We
That's right.
we need the support more than these
right.
bigger businesses do.
True.
So,
And they care. You care.
and the care, yeah.
And it's your community. And it's your
And it's your
community.
community, that
Exactly,
part,
and the
yeah.
one-on-one care, you get to get up front and talk to the CEO right in person in the flesh,
Right,
right here.
I know that's right.
You get to-
I know that's right.
That's awesome. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So again, Joma Bell Beecham, founder of CRJ Squeaky Clean, family cleaning business. I am the baby out the group. I work a regular job and I'm running this business on the side.
That's okay.
But it's all good. I'm learning a lot. And with the elections, I will definitely piggyback a little bit off of what Monique had mentioned, is get out there and vote. I'll tell the truth, too. I'm just starting to get into getting into this because, it was a long time. I just,
Yeah.
for whatever reason, didn't vote. But I'm learning more now to be, a part of who
Yeah.
we want to be. And one of the things I'm learning again as starting my business off, it's been 2 years, but I'm just getting into the crunch of it, is the right person and the right leadership will help the business, right? It's an opportunity as long as it's the right person in place for you to jump out there and grab these opportunities. It could be contracts, and I am actually in the middle of looking for government contracts. I had a commercial building already as a part of my cleaning
right.
business, so I'm
That's
stepping
all
out
right.
there.
Nice.
So things, when it hits you in your
Opportunity.
doorstep, you start to learn a little bit more of why it's important even to step in. So go out there, vote, and get that person in the right position. So it not only helps you, it helps others that are reaching
the
out
community.
to grow. We're all one together in trying to achieve and be successful.
Yeah,
That's
you're
right.
about that.
That's right.
These votes.
All right.
This voting is
Well,
a free hand jersey.
We can't
It's
complain
important.
if we
Listen.
didn't,
You can't.
exercise
That's
our
my first
right.
question, right? Did you vote? Then don't
Right.
talk.
And when
Right.
you
You
think
can't
about
complain. You can't say anything. I don't want to hear you.
Exactly.
Goodbye.
She said,
and
don't
Alicia.
talk.
just the
She
fact
said
that
goodbye.
what our foremothers
I
and
ain't trying to
fathers
hear you.
went through to
Yeah.
get us to vote,
Yeah.
just the
Yeah.
how they died for us for that right. So
See, and I guess that's why I've always been voting since 18.
Wow.
And I'm a history teacher. Shout out Ken University, where I went to school at, because don't forget, I'm from Jersey.
That's
Yeah,
right.
Although I'm in Charlotte.
That's right.
And I
That's
got my
right.
master's from Fairly Ridiculous DC in Florida. But people got to understand, when we don't vote, and even when we vote, I want us to vote. And I've always said that. We vote for president, we don't vote for mayor and governor. Stop playing.
I
Yeah.
know.
If your mayor and governor don't go to president, you have nothing.
I know.
You got nothing. Really. You just, I don't even know why you stood in line, for
Okay,
real.
I feel bad.
They don't,
Okay,
they're not
okay.
close to you. Right. People do that. And I don't get it. Know you're local.
That's
And
true.
that's,
That's true.
I don't care if it's county holders, because these are the people that know where the plans are, know where the
Yeah.
programs are, know where the money is. And we looking at DC. I don't care about DC until when I'm gonna care about Charlotte, New Jersey mayor.
Right.
I'm gonna care about those people
Right.
and my governor, because again, they make sure that we are taken care of.
Yeah, you're right.
But the other thing I would say was, when we do vote, though, call your people, tell them what you want. Because if you don't tell them what you want, if y'all don't look at policies, there's some policies in DC right now. I'm gonna have to talk to y'all off camera. We gonna be seeing some stuff if we don't choose the right people. We do this, but we don't do nothing else. You talking to each other, don't talk to me.
Right.
Call, you
Talk
can
to the
listen.
polls.
Call your governor. Call your mayor. You can call them. You can write them. You can
Yeah.
tell them, because if they don't know what you want,
Right.
then they'll vote their head instead of your head or your heart.
Mhm.
And we don't have anyone to blame but ourselves.
Right.
You're right
We really
about
don't.
That's right.
And the other thing I always ask the candidate, first thing I asked him, we had a gentleman that's running for mayor for Charlotte. I'm gonna bring him on.
that.
They didn't choose him because of his look. but he's brilliant.
Mm.
And you know the first thing I said when I met him? If you lose, what you gonna do? Because I don't have time to vote for somebody that you ain't gonna do nothing but disappear because you lost like a tail between your legs. I don't have time for you.
Right.
I want to know. And he showed me the 2 companies he had. And he had an interview that sailed it on TV, Channel 4 down here. And even the interviewer at first was looking at him like, you're right. But when I tell you that boy is brilliant, first of all, he worked in the county public defender's office. Stop playing.
Oh, really?
He know the law.
Right.
You know,
That part
but
right
people
there.
look at you. Even my middle class high blacks look at you like, you don't know what you're talking about because you're a boots on the ground person. He is.
But he know what he's talking
But
about.
by the time that
because his
interview was finished,
position.
that guy was leaning in like, yeah, you know what
Wow.
you're talking about. You know what I'm saying?
Listen,
So
people
know
gotta
your
get
people.
out. They gotta get
Vote
out
with your
and vote.
head, not with your heart.
That's right. That's right.
Know what
Do
know
your
that what they
research
do
on the
stand for
candidates
you.
and see who's who.
Right.
That's
Yeah,
right.
that
And know that
part.
they got
That
your
part.
back in mind. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
So that I'm gonna drop my mic. Oh, and one last thing. So I got a Zoom this weekend. I put it out to my parents. The 4 cards coming out. Some of your kids not doing well. Probably about 80% of y'all not doing well. I can give you 3 reasons why your kids could excel academically, and I'm doing it for free. So they can join me on Zoom.
Okay.
12 o'clock on
How can they
Saturday.
zo- How can they reach you on Zoom, Rochelle?
They can DM me at Coach Rochelle V as in Victory Gray, GRAY at gmail.com.
Okay.
Okay. Well,
Yeah. And in the last resort, they can always mind the business that pays you, Gmail.
yeah, absolutely. Well, we'll be right back, guys, with Wakia in the Care Break. So stay tuned. And our guests, Jeff Booker and Patricia Perkins August. We'll be right back.
Right.
Now to our coverage of battleground politics across New Jersey. The race for governor hitting the home stretch with less than 2 weeks until Election Day. And it's a tight race between Democrat Mikey Sherrill and Republican Jack Ciattarelli. A new Rutgers Eagleton poll has Sherrill up by 5 points within the margin of error in the contest. The poll shows the candidates pretty evenly matched when it comes to who voters think will handle the cost of living better. Voters gave Ciattarelli the edge on taxes, Sherrill the edge on health care. NBC 10 political reporter Lauren Make took her battleground politics tour to New Brunswick. Many voters there have already made up their minds.
To be frank with you, I want a woman in office.
Yes, I like him.
What do you hope that he does if he wins?
Well, he's going to lower taxes.
You can follow along with Lauren's live reports on the governor's race on NBC10.com and the free NBC 10 app. You can watch her live reports starting at 4 p.m. Now to our coverage of battleground politics across New Jersey.
We're back with Wakia. Is she in? Is she tuned in? I'm not sure.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, okay. We know South Carolina, if it's
We
bad
can't
weather
see
down
you.
there, then
I
we
know.
that you can't have good reception. Your reception okay?
Yes, I can see and hear you, ladies. Hello, ladies.
We can't
Hey,
see
we
you.
can't see you.
We can't see you.
That's not on my part.
Okay. All right. Well, give us your care break for today so we will know, because you know it's voting in New Jersey. I know you're in South
Yes.
Carolina, but we up here. It's a showdown up here.
Okay, here too, girl. Well, we're going to talk about voting while caregiving.
Okay.
You want to vote, but caring for a loved one keeps you busy and stressed. So here's your break. Plan ahead early voting, absentee ballots, or mail-in voting. Ask a friend, family, or community group to provide a short respite so you can cast your vote. Even 30 minutes help. And if your loved one wants to vote and cannot walk in, they have a cart pole on wheels that will come out to your loved ones to vote.
Oh.
So remember that. They can bring it out on wheels so they can cast their vote as well.
Wow.
Wow.
That's good.
Oh, well, that's awesome.
Is that in South
Yes.
Carolina? Is that here?
Yes.
Is that just in South Carolina, or is that across the country, or?
It should be
It should
like
be.
in different
Regions,
states. They
yeah,
probably have
it's
different.
here.
I know for
It's
sure in
here.
South
My
Carolina,
dad,
it should be
yeah.
all over. Really.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
definitely here in Jersey.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I just
Okay,
had to go
yes.
through that with my
But yes,
father
they have them.
last year.
Mhm.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, Wakia. That was
Well,
helpful,
you're welcome.
especially since
And I know you
everyone-
had a beautiful outfit on today.
I know. Thank you, Rochelle. I don't know what happened, but my voice was heard. That's most important.
Absolutely,
Yes.
absolutely. The
That's
weather
right.
is bad up here too, so
Yeah.
sometimes that has something to do with the Zooms.
Yeah, it's
Alright.
true. It's true.
Well, we thank you so much. We're about to introduce our special guests. Get their bios read and get right into it. You already know what we do. So
Yes, I
thank
do.
you.
Have a great evening, ladies.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye
Well,
bye.
we have some special guests in the building today. We have Jeff Booker. We have Patricia Perkins August. They're both going to be sharing their different perspectives on voting and, giving us a little insight. Oh, there she is. Hi.
Hey.
So what
Hi.
how
Hey,
are you?
Pat.
Well, what we're going to do first is have Jilma. We're going to have Jilma give them their proper introductions.
All right. So we're going to start off with Jeff. Welcome, Jeff, for joining us. Jeff is a former Seabright councilman, born and raised in South Jersey. Jeff is a veteran. Thank you for all your services. Of New Jersey Republican politics for nearly 25 years and has worked with party leadership, candidates, and operatives to bring its message of liberty and economic opportunity to New Jersey. Jeff most recently served as a member of the Borough Council in Seabright, where he chaired the Finance, Insurance, and Grants Committee. Committed to giving back to his community, Jeff also serves on numerous nonprofit boards, including National Forum Black Public Administrators as VP of New Jersey Chapter, 180 Turning Lives Around, the Jersey Shore Partnership supporting our beaches. I know you like that.
I love this. She already know.
Jeff studied political science and organizational management at Liberty University and Eastern University. Professionally, Jeff is founder and COO of Legacy's Future Insurance Agency, a full-service agency headquartered in New York. First obtaining his insurance producer license in 1995, Jeff holds his property, casualty, life, and health and surplus lines authorities. Jeff believes in party is a most successful when it's identified issues where it is in broad agreement with voters. So again, welcome, Jeff.
Welcome, Jeff.
Welcome.
Welcome.
Our next visitor here today is the Honorable Patricia Perkins August, currently serving in her 7th consecutive term.
I think
wow.
it's ninth. I think it's ninth, right?
Ninth.
Pat is ninth?
Yes,
I
it's
think
The
she's-
ninth
Yes.
term?
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay,
she
ninth,
corrected us,
okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
9th consecutive term as a large council representative and the only female member of the 9-member legislative governing body in Elizabeth.
All right, get
Wow.
our city right.
I
Elizabeth.
tell you, wow.
Elizabeth.
Councilwoman Perkins August brings to the local governmental process her 25 plus years of solid experience in the community for building leadership, organizational structure, professional, governmental, and grassroots knowledge and solutions for individual families, corporate, and nonprofit sectors throughout the community. Wow, girl, you go ahead.
Absolutely.
Ms. Perkins August, a lifelong resident of Elizabeth, is considered the dean of the council and currently is the longest consecutive serving council member. Councilwoman Perkins August continues to be an instrumental individual in developing neighborhoods through innovative partnerships and is dedicated to serving local nonprofit organizations as a member of the State Democratic Committee and currently a commissioner for the State Division of Civil Rights. Currently, Councilwoman Perkins August continues to develop programs to assist local residents with initiatives centered on and continued with workforce development, second chances, initiatives for residents seeking a fresh start and employment after incarceration. Patricia attributes and acknowledges her success and the importance of her belief in God, family, and community. Welcome, Patricia.
All right.
Oh.
Wow.
Welcome.
Welcome,
Thank
guys.
you, ladies.
Welcome. Thank you,
All
Pat.
right.
Thank
Thank
you.
both of you for being here
Thank you, Jeff.
today.
hmm
We really appreciate it. They're going to give us two different perspectives on from the Democrat side and from the Republican side. Our actual candidates are, and I want to get this name right, Republican Jack Chiarelli. Chiarelli. I said it
You
right
almost
earlier.
said it.
Jack Chiarelli and Mikey Sherrill. So what we're going to do first is we're going to get right into it. We're going to go to the opening statements from our candidates. So check out this video.
New Jersey, we need change. We need an honest, qualified, hands-on CEO governor who will bring that change. Why? We have an overdevelopment crisis in our suburban communities. We have an affordability crisis because of property taxes and electricity bills. We have a public safety crisis because we don't let our police do their jobs any longer. We have a public education crisis because we've watered down the public school curriculum. Tonight, I'll give you a plan and very specific policy proposals on how to fix all the things that makes New Jersey so broken. I look forward to tonight's debate.
Congresswoman Mikey Sherrill.
Good evening, New Jersey. My name's Mikey Sherrill. I have a different kind of background, so I'll be a different kind of governor. Navy helicopter pilot, federal prosecutor, member of Congress, and mom of 4 kids. I am laser focused on driving down your costs, making New Jersey more affordable. I'm going to start by declaring a state of emergency on energy costs, make government more accountable to you, making it safer and more affordable. And I'm going to ensure that I am always fighting for all of you.
New Jersey, we need change. We need an honest, qualified.
All right. So,
right.
yeah, we heard from the candidates that are actually running. And what we're going to get into today is we're going to speak to both of our guests on the perspective of voting from a business perspective. Okay, so we're going to get into a couple of questions. Let me see. So first question that we have is, how do you believe voter, from your perspective, of course, because we understand that you guys are representing a certain party, but how do you believe voter participation influences local business growth and economic development? You want to go first?
Who wants to go first? Pat, you want to go first? Ladies before gentlemen. Can you hear us, Pat?
I don't know.
Yes, I can.
Okay. Do you want to start off?
Well, yeah, I can start off.
Okay.
Voting itself is to me, it's a moral obligation for those who live in the United States. It's your citizens, it's your participation in the local government, whether it's local, state, or national. And as you know, the voting process, it really covers all aspects of one's life, whether it's housing, whether it's food, whether it's the sales tax on items that you purchase, and whether it's those who have businesses within communities across the state of New Jersey. So by participating in the governmental process, it just makes good sense. It makes good business sense for those who want to open up a business, small entrepreneurs to those on the large scale businesses. You have to interface with the government in that locale. So it just makes good sense to realize the fact that voting matters. It matters on all phases of our lives. And so business is not separate from that. And so that's, it just matters. Voting matters.
Absolutely.
And it definitely, if you are one who are seeking to do business, like mind the business that pays you, the business that pays you first is that you do the business that makes sure that you have the right people in office to make sure that your business will be successful, that there will be grants and programs set aside for businesses, whether it's women, minority owned, whether it's in certain sectors of the state. It's important that everyone has their right and their say in the voting process.
Absolutely.
There you go.
Jeff, would you like to elaborate a little bit on that question?
Sure. First of all, let me reiterate what the councilwoman said, and that is that the right to vote is sacred. It is something that is extraordinarily important. It is not cliche to say that people have died for that right.
Yes.
Blood has been spilled. people have endured much for us to be able to have the right to speak our mind when it comes to the political process, right? So, first of all, I want to echo the Councilwoman's sentiments on that. It's to be taken seriously. You have no excuse.
Right.
You need to get up and go out and vote.
That's right.
But before you do, don't bring any preconceived notions. Don't bring in old habits, right? Why I voted this way all the time, so I'm just going to vote that way. Who are you voting for, and why?
Right.
As was mentioned earlier, it is critical that the citizenry, go out of their way to hold our elected officials accountable. Folks been in office, a long time, and we don't challenge, that what they're saying, what they're doing. We're not telling them what we want. We're not holding them accountable. We're not saying, well, you said this, but you did this, or you didn't do that, right? And therefore, I don't think I want to hire you anymore, right? Political figures respond to the vote more than anything else. That's just the way it is, right? Okay. So, and because of that, it is very important to engage in the voting process. As business owners, economic development, is critical to any municipality, county, state's economic vitality, right? The better that the economy is doing, the more revenue comes into the government, right? So, and if we have a rising tide that is lifting all the ships, right, then the tax burden is spread out more evenly when there are more taxpayers, right? So these are all things I hope that we can spend some time talking about tonight.
Okay.
Oh,
Awesome.
well, I just want to, one of our mindsetters chimed in and says, how do they feel about the current leader who says he's going to do away with voting?
Who said they doing?
Support.
Your governor, your national governor.
I didn't hear. Is that true? Is that a true statement? Our current leader is saying that he's going to do away with voting. Is that true?
I have not seen that.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
I haven't seen that.
We just want to share some of our mindsetters that are watching and just okay. So we'll do some research on that.
Yeah, no,
we'll get back to you, mindsetter.
It's going to celebrating. America's going to be celebrating the 250-year anniversary of America itself as a formation as a democratic or as a democracy. So if that's a rumor, then that is a rumor because that means you're changing over the whole democracy as we know it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's not happening. Let's stay focused.
Yeah.
Right? Let's stay focused.
Now, my next thing is, okay, a lot of people vote for presidential elections like myself. I've never voted in the governor's election, but I am this year, of course. What's the breakdown of why it's so important that they should be voting in this election opposed to just saying I'm going to sit it out and wait till the presidential election only? Because I did touch on it a little bit, but you guys can elaborate a little better than myself. I know it breaks down to it affects us more with the governor's vote opposed to just the presidential vote. So anybody could go first.
I'll defer to the councilwoman.
Okay.
No. It's this equal opportunity.
Well, I was going to say, I'm going to chime in. Well, you guys are, new in that question. I think that, it starts at the local level and it has to float up. It starts like Pat said at the local level and then, the next, it just goes up the hierarchy. And then
I think it affects us more with the governor's vote, even though this is my first time doing it, because I had a conversation with someone on yesterday and they was explaining to me how it's broken down. I knew, but to hear it again, I was like, wow. And I sat out all these years this is why when I go get a permit to pull, I need to close my mouth because I wasn't helping my own situation by not voting in the governor's election. So like Rochelle said earlier, if you don't vote, then be quiet when you go as a business owner to these city halls and try to get certain things done and you can't get anything done because you didn't vote and put the right person in office. So
I'll give a little perspective. If again, having served on city council and having been around this process for a long time, what I would say, and I think that the councilwoman might agree, in that the further down the ballot that you go, the more impact those people have on your life, right? Quite frankly, there is no Republican or Democrat way to pick up the trash. Right?
Correct.
There's no Republican or Democrat way to pave the roads, right? Educate our kids. Local government is about competency, not about ideology, right? the further up the ballot you go, your ideology, your worldview, how you see the world, kind of what your big picture idea is, matters more the further up the ballot you go.
Correct.
It doesn't matter as much, school board, city council, county government. You get the state legislature, now your ideology starts to matter a little more because you're setting policy for the state or for the nation as a member of Congress, right? So then questions about your ideology and your worldview and like the big picture items become more important the further up the ballot you go.
Right.
But as Monique said, what really happens is when you go to City Hall to get a permit or to deal with an issue or to ask a question or something like that, those people can make your life miserable, right? If they're incompetent or they're not nice people, right? Now, I'm sure the good folks in Seabread I can attest to are great people in their city hall, and I'm sure that in Elizabeth those are good folks too, right? But you know, but not everybody is, right? So you better know who you're putting in office, especially locally. And the governor's race this year is critical because the governor, I should say, sets state policy, which then trickles down to the counties, which then trickles down to the local, right? So the governor, as chief executive of the state, has a lot of impact on what we feel on the local level.
Okay. And Pat, you want to chime in for us?
Yes, and I definitely tend to agree with the fact that locally, you should be voting more importantly for your school board and for your city council and for your county commissioners and for your local governor. It's all local. It's all local. When you go into the offices, you're meeting people that were basically elected. And for us to sit out in the election, it doesn't do us any good because it's all interconnected on top of that. So I always encourage voters to vote in all the elections. And it's just so important and so critical that we continue to have our voting power is a very strong power. And it doesn't matter. We do. There's only one or two ways to wash the dishes. You're either going to wash them by hand or put them in a dishwasher, and that's not a Democratic or Republican type of process. It's just a human process. So a lot of things that we do is important. When you cut a tree, how do you cut a tree? We're talking about local issues. We're talking about businesses, local businesses in our community. We're talking about businesses within our state. That's local. So that's something that we need to realize that voting matters. That's it. It matters at every election. Whenever there's an election, people need to go out and vote to exercise your right to vote. That's your power. And ironically enough, on the day when you vote, that's when we're all equal. One vote, one person. It has nothing to do with whether you're male or female, has nothing to do whether you're Latino, rich or poor. When you go and vote, we're all equal because that one vote is the same, no matter if you're voting in Newark, Elizabeth, Trenton, Short Hills, Montclair. It doesn't matter where the vote comes. I always tell myself, that's it. One vote, one man. One man, one vote, one man, one person. It's the same. So we really need to exercise our rights to vote. And it matters. It matters on all levels. And I know there's a lot of people who only vote in presidential elections. You are correct. A lot of people do that. But you're just missing the whole point of really, putting qualified people in spaces where it's local.
Yeah.
So I have a question because, again, I've been voting since I was 18. I was a former social studies teacher, so I get it. And I got my public administration degree from King University. So my thing is, I heard the opening statements of each, and I heard them talk about a lot of things, but I didn't hear anything about business. And maybe I missed it. And so New Jersey has long grappled with high taxes and climate in terms of business challenges. What do you see your parties to, I would say, changes that they would make in regards to helping entrepreneurs and small business owners?
Yeah, I'll chime in there. I'm a long time member and have been very active within New Jersey's State African American Chamber of Commerce with John Harmon and his group. And the question that was just asked is something that's top of mind for the chamber. It's top of mind for me. And it's top of mind for Jack Ciattarelli because he's been talking about it, right? And that is having a lot of folks don't realize recently there was a disparity study that was done here in the state of New Jersey, which told us what we all knew, but it put it in a data format that could not be denied, right? Which basically says that for all of the tax money that people of color pay, for all of the participation in the governmental process that we do, we get an infinitesimally small amount of public contracts in the state of New Jersey. Right. That's a fact. Now, we've always known this, but now a disparity study was done several years ago, which laid it out in black and white, pardon the pun, right? So with that in mind, that disparity study was put on the desk of the governor, and the current governor was asked to take action on that. This is something John Harmon talks about regularly. But the disparity study is still sitting on the governor's desk, right? And respectfully, when something John says, I'm just going to repeat what John Harmon has said, and that is when you have a situation where it is known and quantified, and the data proves that the disparity is vast and it is undeniable, and there is executive action that can be taken to remedy that scenario to allow people of color to be able to participate more effectively and more equitably in public contracting, and you don't do that, you got to ask questions, right? And one of the things that Jack has said is that what he will do on day one via executive order is which means bypassing the legislature just by the stroke of his pen, right, is to model public contracting and procurement processes and procedures and regulations more in New York, right, where there will be opportunities and targets that need to be met for minority and women-owned businesses that we don't have now, right? Because if we just trust the system to feed us economic opportunity, right, and hope it's going to just get better because folks said so, well, we're still sitting here, so we're still waiting. So one of the things that Jack has said is that he has made a very clear statement, and the chamber's acknowledged this, and his chamber has as well, that Jack has put forward a plan via executive order that will open these doors to us and have set-asides in place and mandate that certain targets be met for our businesses when it comes to public contracting, right? So it's a long answer, and I apologize for that, but I wanted to give you some history, some background on it, and shed some light on that.
Okay, all right. Patricia, you have any chime in to do as far as the knowing about what process, what do they have in place for people that's voting for Mikey Sherrill in reference to, contracts or helping small businesses get ahead?
Well, I can't speak directly to what Mikey Sherrill will do once or if elected. However, the history is there. We as a group have been minimalized in terms of our participation when it comes to state contracts for the state of New Jersey. The history has been there. It's been there as far as I can remember, probably going back to about almost 40 years. That has always been some issue with us, people of color, not getting our fair share of governmental contracts. So it's something that we still striving for in the state of New Jersey, but we truly have not really hit that mark yet. And each time there's a change in office, the same people say the same thing. Let's do a study and see where we're at. And the study still shows the same information, that we're far below where we need to be as a group, as a people in the state of New Jersey. Everyone's saying that they're going to make the change. This is truly a political conversation. Yes. But when they are elected, sometimes they feel short of their political goals and their
And the
campaign,
promises.
conversation.
Yeah.
It's something that really needs to be done. Time is out. There was a whole lot of stuff, a whole lot of money in New Jersey, a whole lot of planning, a whole lot of building. And you can look at New York City and you can see what they do over there versus what we do in the state of New Jersey. So it's work in progress. It's work in progress. And we're hoping that the work in progress will be towards more equitable business, opening up the business for minority. And when I mean minority, I mean businesses that are owned by African Americans and other in that persuasion, not white women, not other people who really got an edge on that more so than African American people and people from the diaspora.
Absolutely, because I was going to try to put in some government contracts as well, but in New Jersey, it's much more challenging. And I was at a meeting as well, as Jeff was, with this conversation that went on about the contracting in New Jersey. Now, I found that you could go out of the state and get contracts much quicker than you could get them in New Jersey. So it's definitely a problem. I know it's a political thing with both parties, but somebody needs to make a change with that because it's just not right that we don't get a lot of these contracts in New Jersey as minorities.
Yeah, and with the number of businesses, small businesses that have increased over the years, really, it should be at the top of the list to address.
Yeah, on day one, it should be, it really should be addressed.
John Harmon has been doing the job for so long in terms of letting the state know and coming back with valid information, valid data that says, we need to open this up. So he has really been, out front on this. He has been really the one who's been, saying, hey, listen, we need to do this. But again, it takes a lot. It takes a lot of political will. And sometimes it even takes a little bit of bipartisanship to make things happen that really need to be happening.
Well, if I could just briefly add, the process in our state, as it pertains to this issue, does not require legislative approval. It requires a chief executive in the governor who's going to do what they say they're going to do. And in this particular case, our current governor did not do that. And John Harmon, to his credit, has called him out on it, has put pressure on him, as he should do in his position, right? He has, right? But whomever occupies the governor's office in January needs to deal with this on day one. So it's really important.
So now,
and I would say it's up to us through our broadcasts to tell our people to do that and not even wait for our legislators to do that. Because I know I sat on the Board of Education for 3 terms, and I know versus what we want versus what you say, other things are going to happen. They're going to be cleaning up stuff. Like you said, sometimes they don't even get to do what they want in their first, term in office. Because I would want to know, this is on the table. Whoever comes in, are you going to deal with this?
Right.
Or are you going to be like, well, it's the second, third, fourth priority, and we have other things because it matters to the people.
Yeah, it does.
Well,
so we need to bombard them,
yes.
call, email,
call,
do whatever we got to do until they say, guess what? You won't be in office the next term.
Right. And I also was informed
because enough is enough in New Jersey. I mean, I was born and raised there, and it's we have the same daggone conversations.
Yeah.
And I'm 65. I'm 65 in May. It's ridiculous. And Pat, I gotta say, I know you from somewhere. We done met before. Every time I see her, I'm like, I gotta find out. But that's
Pat
really
is
important.
The governor. She knows everybody. Pat knows everyone.
I do, though. Because
I was informed that in New Jersey,
Rochelle, we're in some meeting, some statewide meeting.
I was informed in New Jersey that when the governor is elected, whoever we elect, by going out to vote, that their cabinet is appointed, not elected.
In New Jersey.
Is that only in New Jersey? Can somebody help everybody, the voters, to know that whoever we put in office this term, their cabinet is going to be appointed, Not elected.
That's New Jersey.
So can anyone?
But
either one of you-
they are appointed, but then they have to be confirmed. So
Okay.
there's a process,
by
but
the Senate.
yeah, they're not elected.
But can I?
They are.
Has there ever been anybody that was not confirmed?
I'm sure.
We don't.
There've been.
We don't.
Go ahead, Jeff. You know of any?
In New Jersey, our Attorney General, our Commissioner of Health, the various positions that we're aware of, Health and Human Services, et cetera, Secretary of State, they're all appointed by the governor, right? Whereas in Pennsylvania, Florida, places like that, these folks are elected, right? That's the reason.
Right.
That's the reason why in the state of New Jersey, the executive power that our governor has is the most powerful governor in the country.
It is.
When it comes to their executive authority. That's why when we elect our governors, we should expect much from them because they have so much power,
Yes.
right? They can do a lot of things by executive orders other governors can't do, and they appoint, with the advice and consent of the Senate, their entire cabinet. These folks aren't elected; they're appointed by the governor who gave them the job, right? So the Attorney General, the Secretary of State, the various heads of the various departments, again. They answer to the front office, which is the governor's office, right? So that's why who the governor is matters. They have enormous power, right? And because of that, we should expect much from them, and not just the same old, right? You have all this power. What are you going to do with it? How are you helping the people who hired you to do that job, right? So these are questions we have to ask and hold folks accountable. And just saying, I vote for this person or this party or whatever, because I always have, isn't good enough for anybody, for any of us, right? We need to put people in the spotlight and understand what they say they're going to do. And if they don't do it, fire them, right? That's how it works in politics.
That's true. And we need to know the platforms. We need to know things they've done in the past. We don't do our homework.
Yes.
We let people tell us stuff. But I want to know, I'm going to go look at your voting record. I'm going to go look and see when they had votes in all these, sentences and different things you were on, what did it look like? Because you're not going to lie to me. I'm going to go find out. Because I'll go independent in a minute. I got to know who's going to work, best for me. And so thank you for answering that question truthfully, both of you. Because I sat, again, on the Board of Education for 3 terms. I know what it looks like. And with that governor in New Jersey to have that power that doesn't exist in any other state, you got 4 or 5 people around you. They already agree. So I was like, what the heck is taking y'all so long? But what I would also say, though, what I would like to put out there, too, we need to know who these people are. Some people don't know what the Secretary of State is. Some people don't even know who the Attorney, what they even do, the Attorney General. And it's important because that's where our power lies in applying the knowledge that we have. And I'm social studies, public administration. That's my thing, because when we know that, that's when we can unify and really make some decisions that make them say, hey, we got to listen to these people instead of it seem like we elected you, but then we're listening to you.
Absolutely.
Well, we talk about education, and that's why it's something like civics. When I public school education, civics taught me the branches of government and what everybody. And that's what we really, we really need to do. Go back to some basics, and like people need to know what the branches of government is, and who does what. It's just so basic, and I think we're doing ourselves a disservice on the education side when we just don't teach people civics. I mean, that's what it's all about. That's what our government is made of. And like I said, with the hopes of the 250th anniversary of America, we need to get back to the basics, because there's a lot of people just don't understand, just like you're saying, Rochelle, they don't understand who's what. Yeah. Just like it was stated, I only vote in the president every 4 years. And I'm looking like, why?
I know.
It's
you want to raise every 4 years?
You know what?
Yeah,
It's very interesting you bring up the civics.
Civic stuff that we should learn. And that's why sometimes we collectively as a group miss out on business, because we're not understanding the proper steps. We just want to wake up and say, I got a business. Okay, but how? Where? You miss all these steps. And those steps are very important, key, and critical to success on the political side, and success in business, and success with entrepreneurship and all those things that make our society life quality a little bit better. Entrepreneurship is very important. And during COVID, it showed that so many people, women in particular, opened up businesses for the first time.
Numbers,
and
went through the roof.
we need to make sure those continue. You know, this wasn't a pandemic thing because I didn't have anything else to do. No, we need to make sure that those businesses that opened up over the last 5 years, you know, really continue to serve our community, be successful, and then give back to the community. And that's how it works. You serve, you have a product, you sell, you be successful, and then you come back and educate and support your community.
I want to just piggyback on one point you raised about civics in school. So since I retired 2 years ago, I've been substitute teaching and here and there. So one school, actually a third grade class, they had to learn about the 3 legislative branches. And I was so impressed. I was like, wow. I was like, wow. So I actually...
You learned, April, you learned a lot, right?
I did, from the third grader. From the third
I love
graders.
it, though.
I was like,
We had, when I taught social studies in Jersey, we had civics in 7th grade.
Yeah,
And they
this
were
is
one of the
third
few
grade,
states that
yeah.
had really that low. And I was like, I love it because everybody's going to vote, you hope, but you going to pay taxes.
Yeah.
Right.
You
No,
going
they
to work.
had to know the
So,
actual
right,
branch,
whether you
the
want to know or
actual-
not, you going to know.
the local,
So
the
good for New
state,
Jersey,
the,
they're doing that. That's
the federal
great.
level. They had to learn all of that in third grade. This was North Plainfield District, school district.
I love it.
I was substituting.
But
that.
you
Yeah,
learned how
third
that
grade.
was-
I was so
But the
impressed. I was very impressed. Yeah. So hopefully, Pat, to your point, it's coming back. It's coming back into the school system. But yeah.
And to both of y'all point, I know we're about to run out of time. We had so many more questions, but you guys did cover a lot within the questions that you did answer for us. Can each one of you just break down a little more why it's so important, this governor's race, for everyone to go out and vote, for them to learn a little more about each party before they vote, so that, you know, when we get someone in there that's going to govern, they're going to govern the whole state, and look out for businesses as well as, you know, us regular people who may not have a business, but just look out for the whole entire state. So, Pat, you want to go? You want to go now, Patricia, or Jeff? You want to start off and?
It doesn't matter. I let Jeff close. It is. I mean, it is truly important. You said a lot. I just want to make sure I get the question that you were asking. It is truly important that you know who you're voting for and why you're voting. Well, you know why you vote, but you need to know who you're voting for. And like Jeff stated, sometimes you just need to find the real information. You need to listen. You need to do sometimes your own little research. How was their voting record? You know, the people who are running now, they've been elected, so they have a voting record. They have policy and stuff that they already put out, and so, you know, take a minute and Google. Everything is so simple to look up now and say, hey, how did they vote on this issue, or where were they at here, and did they change their stance? Which is okay, because people can evolve and change from what they used to be. But education is key, and voting is critical.
Yes, it is.
Is critical that we vote, in every election, especially like Jeff said. You know, we want to say, oh, because we was, you know, died, and we did die. Yeah, we did die, and people were shot and killed, and people didn't have the right to vote, and Fannie Lou Hamer and so many others, they were beaten all the way up from Mississippi all the way to New Jersey, just, you know, and at a convention in Atlantic City, you know.
Wow.
These things, this is real for us, and for us to gloss over the voting process, it's very disheartening for me personally, as someone who's been voting ever since I was 18. That was just it. That was, you know, that's what we do. We register, and then we vote. And so it's key and critical, and we must realize that, you know, sometimes when people got money and they opening business They say, oh, I ain't got time to vote because
Right.
I'm going to be doing my business and that don't got nothing to do with. No, you're wrong.
Right. Yeah, dead wrong.
I heard a lot of business people that look like us and think they don't have to do vote because they're not working in the government and they're not here, they're not there, they have their own business. Oh, really?
Right.
We'll see. And
Yeah,
you come back around, you need someone on the local level
Absolutely.
to help and assist you, and you're not even registered. No one lets vote.
Right.
So it's key and critical, and mind the business that pays you. It's good that you want to awaken your audience
Yes.
to realize that we need to go exercise our right. It wasn't given to you.
Absolutely.
It wasn't given.
Absolutely.
That's right.
And then we squandering it because we trying to mind our business.
Right.
Okay?
Right. Well, thank you.
Wow.
We appreciate
That's
your
You're
closing
welcome.
remarks.
All
Jeff,
right.
can you give us yours?
Jeff got his
briefly?
He got a few minutes
And then
left.
we're going to
Yeah.
listen to the candidates' closing remarks as well in a second.
Well, again, I want to thank the Mind the Business That Pays You podcast.
Yeah.
The ladies here have done a great job in creating a forum to allow us to be able to have discussions about important things. I think that as Patricia said, voting is critically important, right?
Yeah.
For those who once every 4 years or maybe once every 6 or 8, they may come out or whatever have you. We have to do better because there are a group of people in society, some of whom who are behind the scenes that kind of pull the strings of some, folks that are in office and maybe don't have the best, interest at heart for their citizens. I'm not pointing anybody out in particular. I would never do that. But we know from the news from time to time, but there are folks that maybe shouldn't be there. And that's why we need good folks to step up. But good folks either don't step up or don't get in when folks stay home and they don't vote. Right? We have responsibility to do that as it pertains to this election and as it pertains to Black and brown business. Right? We know where we are. Right? With respect to Black and brown business, the disparity study has shown that, etc. We've gotten a lot of lip service from a lot of people for a long time on these issues. I would submit that if we want something different, we have to try something different. We may have to try somebody different, right, to be able to get what we're looking to get done, right? It isn't about what we've always done and voting how we've always voted or whatever the case may be, right? It's looking at the candidates and understanding, okay, who's got a plan, right, to be able to address these issues in our business community, right? And it's important to do that, right? So I know that we said a lot tonight, and I appreciate the opportunity to be able to speak this evening on behalf of my tribe, as it were. But again, the important thing is to get out and vote. So.
Right.
And we're going to hear from the candidates really quickly from a video of what their closing remarks are. Our two candidates are Mikey Sherrill and Jack Cittavelli.
Very good.
Check out this video.
Well, tonight in the race for governor of New Jersey, the differences couldn't be more clear.
The candidates on stage tonight in the last debate before Election Day, and you saw it play out live right here on Channel 7.
The visions outlined by Democrat Mikey Sherrill and Republican Jack Cittavelli in stark contrast to one another.
New Jersey reporter Anthony Johnson was at the debate, which at times was pretty contentious.
There were no surprises when it came to issues of taxes and affordability. But there was a testy exchange discussing GOP candidate Jack Cittavelli's business dealings. Democrat Mikey Sherrill stating he promoted opioid use in the state.
Tens of thousands of New Jerseyans died.
Mr. Cittavelli.
First of all, shame on you. Second of all,
Shame on you, sir.
shame on you.
The candidates continued to show some disdain, debating Mikey Sherrill's military records and the cheating scandal that did not allow her to walk the stage on graduation, which again erupted into the fentanyl crisis in the country.
I got to walk at my college graduation.
And I'm so glad that you then went on to kill tens of thousands of people in New Jersey, including children,
And I never broke the
as
law.
they got.
I
You
never
just
broke the
broke the
law.
law. In fact, your campaign right now is under federal investigation for how you
No,
illegally
you've
got
broken the
access to
law.
my records.
The candidates exchanged their plans for improving education in the state.
We need to do what Mississippi and Louisiana did, high impact curriculum. If your child is behind grade level, that's all we're going to focus on, the critical life skills until they are. But I'm also going to provide school choice.
You know, I think it's interesting how he keeps citing places like Louisiana and Mississippi. I think some of the worst schools in the entire nation. If that's where he wants to drive us to, I think voters better be aware of that.
Mr. Ciattarelli says he sees many things the Trump administration is doing to help New Jersey.
Temporary halt on the wind farms, beating up on New York Democrats over the Gateway over congestion pricing plan, and quadrupling the SALT deduction.
In their closing remarks, the candidates made their final plea to voters.
I will be a leader who serves everyone, no matter who you are, where you live, or who you voted for.
And tonight, I put forth a plan. Very specific ideas, solutions, and policy proposals on how to fix New Jersey. I hope to have your vote.
In New Brunswick, New Jersey, Anthony Johnson, Channel 7 Eyewitness News.
Well, tonight in the race for governor of New Jersey, the differences couldn't be more clear.
The candidates on stage
already
tonight.
Before, because this was the debate. Remember, everyone, you have to go out and vote. Please do not sit this one out. Your voice matters. Your business mindset can make a difference. We would like to thank both of our guests today. You brought a lot of enlightenment to our viewers. We have Pastor. You call her Pastor. Yeah, she's councilwoman. Patricia Perkins, August, and Jeff Booker.
Yeah.
We appreciate both of you guys for coming down and sharing your perspectives.
And we appreciate you ladies for what you're doing. Mind the business that pays you. Thank you so much for this time and this forum. I really appreciated it. And let's just understand, we got to go vote. We got to vote.
Absolutely. Tune in next week. Our topic is From the Gym to the Grind, How Fitness Builds a CEO Mindset. Special guest, Doni Mercurius. Morsus. It's so hard to say some people's names.
Doni, I hope I said that right.
Owner of Addicted to Fitness in Union, New Jersey. Again, thank you for tuning in, and always never be too busy to mind the business that pays you.
Can I get the radio drop, please?
We was going to try, but we at 8:32.
The tribe
so
drop.
Can
I get the podcast drop? Is that good?
We're going to have them do it behind the scenes.
All right, y'all do it. All right. I'm going to mind the business that pays me.
All right. Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Good night. Good night, Jeff.
Hang on, Pat. One sec.
Oh, I'm still. Hello.
Mind the business that pays you.
Oh, yeah, too cute. Oh, are we still on?
Yes.
I'm done good. We're real.
That's all right.
Yeah, sure enough.
We love
It's
it.
live.
Okay, I gotta go. I have to go back to my dinner.
Okay.
April, can I get off? Can I?